Welcome to the Wake Up Dad Show. This is episode number 9.
Wake up, Dad!
Are you confused and overwhelmed about your role in all the craziness that is being a dad? Are you struggling to create the life you hope for? Are you looking for other dads to share your struggles and your triumphs? Or do you just need help waking up in the morning? Join your host, Dr. Scott Vatcher, as he explores the amazing and sometimes crazy world of being a dad. This is the Wake Up Dad Show.
Hey Dad, and welcome to another episode of the Wake Up Dad Show. This show is dedicated to you, the dad who wants more success, time, health, fitness, connection, passion, and all-around awesomeness. I'm your host, Dr. Scott, and on today's episode, we're going to discuss P number 5, passion. So let's quickly review. P number 1 is purpose. P number 2, power. P number 3, parenting. Number 4, providing. And this episode is on P number 5, passion. And guys, when I say that, passion, I'm not just talking about sex. Let me say that again. I'm not just talking about sex. I think personally, sex is a byproduct of passion. And so when we look at the word passion in the context of this episode, or this podcast really, I think what I'm talking about is the passion that you have with your significant other. And that's if you have a significant other. There's probably a lot of single dads out there talking at this stage who aren't in a relationship right now. And that's perfectly okay, because through this process, I hope that we all learn more about how to be more passionate dads. Because I think, it's probably one of the biggest complaints that that we get from our significant others, our partners, is having more passion. And that doesn't mean that we're not asking for more sex. Like I said, it's not about the sex. Go back and listen to that again. It's not about the sex. It's about creating better relationships. And that can even be with our kids. But specifically here, when I'm talking about this, I am talking about passion with our significant others. And what I believe it all comes down to is communication. And I know us as guys, us as dads, us as dudes, we're not great. And I'd be the first to admit I'm not the best at communicating a lot of the time. We go into our little man caves, whether that be a physical man cave or whether it be just the compartment inside of our head that we think our partner should know about and know what we're thinking, and we don't communicate properly. And I think communication comes down to two big things. First one is expectations, and the second one is agreements. And this could be in any type of communication, but I think in particular when it comes to passion and physical passion, is expectations. And that's, what do you expect out of your partner in a passionate sense? And what does your partner expect from you? And making sure that they're both on the table so that they can be discussed. Because if we don't talk about it, we're not communicating, then that's where a lot of the problems occur. And I think in dadhood, especially early dadhood, when Bub's not sleeping and we're trying to do everything else when it comes to being a dad, going to work and providing and not sleeping and dealing with babies and nappies and everything else, nappies, diapers for those of you in outside of Australia, dealing with all that stuff, communication can even drop further down because we're just so tired to do that. But creating some expectations, and then second of all, agreements around those expectations with your significant other is an absolute must if we want to have this happen, guys. Because again, I can't speak for everybody, but I think that, one of the most common scenarios that happens, and through the interview processes that I've done so far, it's been proven time and time again, is that this area of dadhood, the passion area, is one that gets, it gets lost more than anything else, because it's probably one of the easiest ones to sort of ignore and to really stick our head in the sand about, is this passion and loss of passionate communication, passionate physicality, and just passion in general. So now with that, realize that things our dynamic. So what I mean by that is once you've created some expectations and agreements, things change. Just like a baby's routine. I don't know if you guys remember, if you've got kids that are older. But babies, we want to set them into routines sometimes as far as, napping and feeding and things like that. And it seems like as soon as a routine gets underway and we're like, whew, wow, we got past that patch, this started to be a routine, something else pops up. And parenting is like that. It changes from moment to moment, and so does passion. So that's where the expectations start to come into play, is realizing that it is a fluid, dynamic process. And if we want to, as dads, create better passion for ourselves, which in turn, of course, will create a more passionate partnership, marriage, whatever you might want to call it, and that in turn will very, very likely create more sex, more connection, more commitment, and just an overall happier, healthier life. So guys, as far as some homework, some dad work, I think a big one, and this is a big ask for you guys out there now, so take some time and talk with your partners, communicate with them, sit down, talk about your expectations, and get from your partner their expectations. And from there, create some agreements together that work for both you guys. And remember, keep it fluid, keep it dynamic, keep it fun, keep it awesome, and have an awesome time. So dads, that's it for this episode. Dr. Scott signing off. And remember, Dad, let's keep becoming better dads together.
Do you want to know more about the Wake Up Dad movement? Go to www.thewakeupdadshow.com to download any and all past issues of the show, claim your free gift, or to directly ask Dr. Scott any questions you have. Continue the conversation on the Facebook group Wake Up Dad. Share this podcast with other dads on iTunes or Google Play. Make sure to subscribe to the show and give us a rating so we can reach more dads. And dads, one last thing. Wake up!